While we're on the topic of making sweeping changes to a document with, say, a theme, changing the page color itself as we did in the previous module here, and then further made changes with themes, let's look at the option that's right below that in the page layout, and that is adding a page border. And the screen tip gives you a preview of what it's going to look like. So very simply, we're going to add or change a border around the page. And all we have to do is, again, go to the page layout tab in the ribbon, click on page borders. It brings up this borders and shading dialog box. Now the default setting is going to be none, so if you go in and start making a bunch of changes, say I'm going to make a border that looks like that, I'm going to make a border that's 3-point width on the line, and then make all these changes that you think are going to be applied, and then click on OK, notice nothing's going to happen because, again, your setting is none. Now to change that, of course, all you have to do is click on box or shadow or 3D or what have you. And it's very similar to adding a border around a paragraph, adding a border to the whole page. Now, what's interesting here is that you can apply it to the whole document, or to just this section, or just to this section on the first page, or all except for the first page. So if you want to make like a title page stand out, maybe a little more than the norm, you can apply maybe a 3D or a shadow. Let's try a shadow one. Let's try a shadow to this section, first page only. So I'm going to do that and then click on OK. And then we've got, again, this, there we go, this box. So it's almost as if the page is raised off the rest of the page here. We've got this border. There's the shadow effect on the right-hand side. And if you scroll down to your second page, you notice that Word indeed took my instructions, which were to create a border, but only around the first page of the section. If you want to continue to modify that, of course, you can just go back up to the Page Borders button here, open up the Page Border tab of Borders and Shading, and then click on Options here, and then you have the ability to maybe scooch things in if you want to narrow in your borders just a little bit. You can't go over the text, but you can make that border a little bit more narrow than the defaults, or you can make it a little more wider than the defaults on both the top and the bottom. And you'll see that, of course, on the printed page.